I'm 77 years old, and I need to tell y'all something that most women ain't never going to admit out loud. Something I've been carrying for 3 years now. Something that still wakes me up at 3 a.m, staring at that ceiling, heart pounding, wishing I could go back and undo what I'd done. I killed my marriage, not my husband, me. I did that with my own hands, my own silence, my own stubborn pride. I destroyed the best thing I ever had, and I did it so slow and so quiet that nobody noticed, not even me. Not until it was too late. My husband's name was James Edward Williams. We was married 48 years, built a whole life from nothing. Started in a one-bedroom apartment in Detroit with roaches in the walls and a radiator that barely worked. Ended up owning our home free and clear. Nice neighborhood, garden out back. The kind of life people look at and say, that's a marriage that worked. But here's what nobody tells you about long marriages. You can stay married for decades and still be alone. You can share a bed with somebody for 40 years and never really let them in. You can be faithful with your body and completely unfaithful with your heart. That was me. I was there, but I wasn't there. Present, but gone. James died 3 years ago. Stroke. He was sitting in his recliner watching the evening news. Same as every night. I was in the kitchen, heard something fall, found him slumped over, eyes open, mouth trying to say something. By the time the paramedics got there, he was gone. 48 years together ended on a Tuesday night in our living room. But that ain't what haunts me. About a week before it happened, James said something to me. We was sitting on the porch after dinner. September. Still warm, but you could feel fall coming, sun going down, everything golden. James was quiet for a while. Then he turned to me and said, Dorothy, I'm still here. Been here the whole time. I just wish you'd let me back in. You know what I did? I got up and went inside. Told him I had dishes to do. Left that man sitting there alone, watching the sun go down by himself. A week later, he was dead. And them words, I just wish you'd let me back in. I hear them every single night. He was right. He'd been trying to reach me for years, and I wouldn't open the door. Now look, I need y'all to understand. I didn't wake up one day and decide to be cold. In them early years, James wasn't perfect. No man is. He worked 60-hour weeks at that plant, missed school plays, forgot anniversaries. There was times I felt like I was raising them kids alone, carrying everything while he just showed up to sleep. I had every right to be hurt. I ain't saying I didn't, but here's what I did with that hurt. Instead of telling him, instead of fighting for us, instead of making him see me, I shut down. Quiet, little by little. So slow, James ain't even notice at first. I built walls around my heart, brick by brick, and I started keeping score. Every disappointment, every time he let me down, I filed it away, used it to justify being cold. He ain't noticed my new dress. Fine. I ain't complimenting him either. He forgot to call when working late. Fine. I ain't asking about his day no more. He fell asleep during my movie. Fine. I ain't reaching for his hand no more. Little punishments, small withdrawals. I told myself I was protecting myself, being strong, the strong black woman who don't need nothing from nobody. But that wasn't strength. That was fear dressed up as pride. Here's what nobody tells you. While you busy keeping score, while you busy punishing somebody for who they was 10 years ago, they changing, growing, becoming somebody different, and you so stuck in the past. You miss who's standing right in front of you. When James retired, something shifted. Kids was grown, pressure was off, and all of a sudden he was present in a way he ain't never been before. He'd wake up early to make me coffee, set it on the nightstand so it'd be there when I opened my eyes. He'd say, "Let's take a walk after dinner, just to talk." He'd ask about my day and actually listen, really listen. He'd reach for my hand while we watched TV. And you know what I did? I rejected that man every single time. Took the coffee without saying thank you. Said I was too tired for walks. Gave one-word answers. Pulled my hand away like I had to fix the blanket. I told myself it was too little, too late. I waited decades for this version of him, and now I don't want it. But that was a lie. Truth was, I had gotten comfortable being disappointed. Resentment had become my whole identity, and letting James in would mean admitting I wasted years being cold for no good reason. So I kept him out for 10 more years. 10 years of him reaching and me pulling away. 10 years I can't never get back. I'm 77 now. These old hands shake when I think about what I'm about to tell you. Something I ain't never told nobody. Not my kids. Not my sister. Not my pastor. About 2 years before James passed, he planned a trip for us. Ghana, West Africa. See, after he retired, James got real into researching our family history. Spent hours on them ancestry websites, did DNA tests, ordered documents, and he found something. Traced his people back to the Ashanti region. 4 generations before the ships, before everything got taken from us. It became his dream to go there, walk where his ancestors walked, see Cape Coast Castle, do the door of no return ceremony, where you walk back through the same door they dragged our people through in chains. Complete the circle, he said. Come home. He talked about it for years. Finally, he booked it. 2 weeks. Flights, hotels, tours, everything planned. Been saving in a separate account without telling me. The day he showed me that itinerary, his hands was shaking, voice cracking. He said, "Dorothy, this is it. We're going to walk through that door together. We're going to bring our family home." And I said no. Said it was too far, too expensive. Said I ain't want to be on no plane that long. Said Africa wasn't safe. All lies. Everyone. The truth was, I was scared. Scared that if I went with him, if I let myself feel something that deep, I'd have to admit I still loved him. And if I admitted that, then what was the last 15 years for? All that coldness, all that distance, it would mean I wasted years for nothing. And I wasn't ready to face that, so I let him go alone. My husband flew halfway around the world to walk through the door. His ancestors got dragged through in chains, and he did it by himself, without his wife of 46 years. He sent pictures, the beaches, the markets, the castle. One picture I can't get out of my head. Him standing at the door of no return, tears streaming down his face. This big, strong man, experiencing the most important moment of his life, surrounded by strangers. Alone. I ain't even respond to that picture. When he came home, something behind his eyes had changed. Something had gave up. I told myself it was jet lag. We'd talk about it later. We had time. 18 months later, he was dead. After the funeral, going through his things, I found a journal in his nightstand. Leather, brown, worn at the edges, half filled with his handwriting. James wasn't never a writer. In 48 years, I ain't seen him write more than a grocery list. But there it was, pages and pages. He started it in Ghana, sitting alone in that hotel room in Accra, looking out at a city he dreamed of seeing with his wife. I can barely read it even now. 3 years later, and I still break down. But there's one paragraph I think about every single day. One paragraph that wakes me up at 3 in the morning. He wrote, "I spent 10 years trying to find my way back to Dorothy. Don't know when I lost her, don't know what I did, but I know she's gone. She's right there in our house, but she's been gone for years, and I don't know how to reach her no more. I'm tired, Lord. I'm so tired of knocking on a door that won't open." He thought it was his fault. My husband spent the last 10 years of his life thinking he did something wrong, trying to fix a problem that didn't exist, trying to earn back a love I never lost. I just stopped showing it, and I let him believe that. Through my silence, through my walls, through every time I pulled away, I let the man I loved die thinking he wasn't enough. That's what I carry now. That's why I'm talking to y'all instead of talking to him. There's 2 ways to destroy a marriage. First way is loud, affairs, abuse, walking out, stuff everybody can see. Second way is quiet, withdrawal, coldness, keeping score. Taking away your warmth piece by piece, till the person you love is standing in the cold, knocking on a door you won't open. Second way is worse, because you can hide it. You can still be technically faithful, technically there, technically showing up. I was there every day for 48 years, same house, same bed, same table, but I was gone. I made James feel like he was married to a ghost. There's a picture on his side of the bed. I ain't moved it in 3 years. From our wedding day, June 1976. He's grinning so big, looking at me like I'm the only woman in the world. So young, so full of hope, so in love with a woman who is going to spend 40 years pushing him away. I look at that picture every night. I should have forgave him for not being perfect. Lord knows I wasn't perfect neither. I should have talked to him instead of shutting down. Should have let him in during them last years when he was trying so hard. I should have went to Ghana. Should have stood next to my husband at that door and held his hand while he cried. Should have said yes. Yes to the coffee. Yes to the walks. Yes to holding hands. Yes to Ghana. Yes to being close instead of being right. But I didn't. And now he's gone. If you watching this and you see yourself, if you the one keeping score, if you the one with walls up, if you the one punishing somebody for who they was 10 years ago, hear me. Your partner can't climb walls you won't lower. They can't read a mind you done closed off. They can't fill a cup you keep pulling away. And one day they're going to be gone. Death or divorce or just giving up. And you're going to be sitting alone with nothing but them walls to keep you company. That's where I'm at now. Here's what I need you to do today. If you love somebody, tell them. Not when they earned it. Now. If you built walls, start taking them down. 1 brick at a time. I know it's scary. Do it anyway. If you keeping score, burn that scorecard. Light a match and let it go. If your partner is trying, if they reaching for you, let them. Don't punish them for the past. You think you got time. You don't. James and I had 48 years, and I wasted 15 of them behind walls, protecting myself from a man who only ever wanted to love me. I'm 77 years old. I got all the time in the world now, and nothing to do with it but regret. 3 years ago, I would have given anything for 1 more day with James. Not to apologize. Words don't fix nothing, but to show him, to be soft when I've been hard, to take his hand, to say yes. Yes to the walk. Yes to Ghana. Yes to letting him back in. I didn't get that day. You still might. Don't waste it like I wasted mine.